Hi guys, and welcome back to another video game with powers. I'm Jake, and in today's video we are continuing our Marvel Dice Throne missions campaign series, where we are going to be taking on all of the missions that are coming in the Marvel Dice Throne missions expansion. I guess it's technically considered an expansion. Our most recent video, guys, I'm gonna link up here. We played the tutorial mission Nox, where we took on Doc Ock, and I played Wolverine in that one. Today's video, we're gonna be taking on the mission called Morlock Massacre, and I will be playing as Storm. So let's go ahead and jump down to the table, guys, where we got everything set up, ready to go. All right, guys, so we are down here at the table where we have everything set up for our Morlock Massacre mission run. Now, before we dive into this run, guys, I do want to take a look at our player perk sheet. So our most recent Nox mission, right, we have right here. We did complete it for the first time, and we did perfect this as well. So for completing side 1 and side 2, I received 1 perk point each, so that's 2 perk points. And then for perfecting the mission, I received an additional 1. So we went ahead and got the first perk point of Grit here, which will give us +1 starting health. And then Heroism, we put 2 perk points in that to give us 1 starting momentum at game start. And then we came over here to our new game plus and filled in a level 1 perfected mission. So that's what we did here on our perk player sheet. And now we are ready to dive into our second scenario, or second mission of the game, Morlock Massacre. Okay, this is a difficulty 1 mission. We are playing as Storm over here, and let's go ahead and jump right in. Mission run. So Mister Sinister is trying to wipe out the Morlocks beneath New York City. He has sent a strike team of clones to do his evil bidding. Stop them before it's too late. So our main objective here is going to defeat both beam clones, which we got a beam clone right here and a beam clone over here, and then move all heroes through the exit or defeat all henchmen. So the exit is over here, but again, we are trying to do a perfect reward here, so 9 times out of 10, that is going to be defeat all henchmen. Upon completion, if we fulfill the main objective, we distribute 4 health and 2 momentum, then flip this board for the final battle. If your team defeats all the henchmen, distribute an additional 6 health and 3 momentum, which we are trying to do. As always, guys, I got a little bit of setup here already done, but let's go ahead and through this. We have starting health here is normally 45, but remember, because of my grit, I get +1 starting health. I do start with 2 CP, and I do have 4 cards already drawn. All right, we have our 3 allies face up right here. Let's take a look at our first one. We have Jubilee. So once per round during your roll phase, I can spend 3 momentum to change the value of one of your dice to a 6. If I do this and then exhaust her, I can change the value of another one of your dice to a 6 as well. Wow, that is pretty powerful. Ally number 2, for 1 momentum, we have Captain America. Once per round during your defensive roll phase, if your activated defensive ability prevents no damage, this prevents 2 damage, I can exhaust him to gain 2 shields, and he is a promo card. And then we do have another promo ally out here called Emma Frost, or she is Emma Frost actually. 2 momentum. If we get 5 of the same symbol, we gain range, gain a shield, inflict blind, deal 4 defendable damage, and I can exhaust her to add 4 damage. She is a promo card as well. So those are our 3 allies. We got our enemy dice pool, right? We're going to get 2 red and then 2 black dice. All right. We'll put our pawn near the map, so our entry is going to be right here. We need to do the crisis clock. So point the crisis clock straight up, roll 1 dice. We do have a 1. All right, so it'll rotate 1 spot. Place required health tokens and shield tokens on all of our enemies here. So let's take a look to go over these enemies. We have the brute clones, okay? Here, 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 and here. They will activate on that symbol. Multi-strike, melee, deal 5 damage. They have 12 health, and they do have 1 starting shield. On their crisis ability, they will deal 3 collateral damage to all heroes within melee range. All right, so those are those brute clones. Next, we have the beam clones. So 1 beam clone here, 1 beam clone here. 12 damage, and a shield that they will activate on a lightning bolt star. They have multi-strike, they have range, they will deal 2 damage, roll 1 dice on a lightning bolt, inflict knockdown, and their crisis ability is going to inflict focus fire and deal 1 collateral damage to all heroes. Last but not least, we have Sinister's Rage, which is our unstoppable threat. This is multi-strike, range, this will inflict wither and deal 1 undefendable damage. So those are the enemies that we're going to be taking on right here. Last but not least, we have our boost tiles out, and we do not need to add any specific scenario instructions. And then technically is when now I would apply any of my perks, which I have already done so. All right, guys, look, we are ready to jump right in. Again, I am playing as Storm, and I guess really quickly just go over Storm and her abilities. This is my first time playing her, so please spare me a little bit. I'm sure I'm going to make some terrible moves, but her status effects is the first one. She has a lightning, and this kind of looks to be her main component. Is certain abilities on her board are going to have a lightning symbol, and whenever I would gain lightning here, I could charge these certain attacks, and all of these attacks are going to have a charged effect that I can spend this lightning bolt to do extra things. So for example, up here, if I got a small straight, if this was charged, I would gain 1 tornado on top of doing that. So that's kind of how these lightning effects are going to work. If at any point there are 2 lightning effects on the same ability, I'll remove both of these lightning effects and deal 2 damage, undefendable damage to an opponent. All right. The second effect she has is a tornado. All right, you guys will be able to see this tornado down here. It says a player with this token may spend it at the start of their offensive roll phase. For each token spent, gain an opponent's dice. So I'll gain an extra dice in order to roll, and now I'll only be able to use the number values on these given dice. And then the last one is off camera, you won't be able to see, but she has what's called Wind Shear, and a player with this token may spend it during while being attacked to prevent 2 incoming damage. Then choose an opponent to receive 2 damage as an isolated source of undefendable damage, okay? Storm's abilities, we have a Lightning Field, Light It Up, Thunderstorm, Opposites Attract, Gust. We have Maelstrom, her defense, Tempest, I think that's what it is, and Blizzard is her final one. All right, looks like we are ready to jump in and get this playthrough rolling. So we are going to do our movement phase, and let's see, where do I want to move? I think the best place to start is right over here, going through the entry point into this boost token for a +2. So I will spend this, I will grab me +2 attack. All right, that is going to be my movement phase. Now we're gonna go into that hero phase. So I will generate 1 CP, and I will draw 1 card into my hand. And then let's see what this is gonna be. This is gonna be Gust 2. So on a small straight, gain Wind Shear, deals 7 defendable damage. Charge effect is gain Tornado. Large straight, gain Tornado and Wind Shear, deal 9 damage. Charged effect, gain 2 tornadoes, okay? So that is the card I just got. Let's take a look at the other cards in my hand. All right, we got some upgrades early. That's good, I like that. Thunderstorm 2, gain 3 lightning, deal 7 defendable damage. On a charged, gain 3 tornadoes. We gain Static, gain Wind Shear, Tornado, and 3 lightning. All right. My Tippet. Increase or decrease any one of your dice by the value of 1. A value 1 cannot be decreased, and a value of 6 cannot be increased, cannot result in a 6. All right, interesting. Better defense. Chosen player may perform an additional roll attempt of up to 5 dice during the defensive roll phase. Bye-bye, remove a status attack token from a chosen player, and then we have our Gust. So that is our starting hand, okay? We are in that, so we are in our hero phase 1. I think I will spend 1 momentum, and I'm gonna pick up Captain America here. So remember, during my defensive roll phase once per turn, if activated, if I prevent no damage, I will prevent 2 damage. I can exhaust Captain America to gain 2 shields at any time, and I'm gonna put him over there. Let's go ahead and draw, a new ally. We have Iron Man, okay? Iron Man is 2 momentum, 5 of the same symbol, gain range, gain 1 CP, deal 4 undefendable damage. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose 1 card to add to your hand and place the rest back in any order. I can exhaust him to choose 2 cards to keep instead of 1. All right, so we got a lot of good options here. I'm all out of momentum. I want to get some of these cards out here. So for me, wind is going to be 1 through 3. That's pretty good. You would gain 3 lightning, deal 7 damage. I think let's do thunderstorm. Okay, so this is 2 CP. So we'll go 1, 2 CP and place thunderstorm out here, upgrading that. All right. And then I think what I will do is get rid of sell better defense for now. It could be a bad move. Gain 1 CP and let's upgrade gust. All right, let's upgrade gust down to 2 CP and drop that over there. All right, I'm down to 0 CP. Let's go ahead and roll some of my dice and see what we got. All right, oops. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, wow. Double 6s. Oof, that's almost tough because you want to just get the 6s, but really I'm looking for either gain 3 tornado, roll 2 dice. Really, I either want thunderstorm or gust. You want to charge your ability. So I think I'm gonna actually pass on that and see what we get. Okay, we get 3, 3, 1, 6. So I guess I will keep that and let's re-roll this. And I get a 1. Okay, so I get 3 gusts and 2 water. So 3 gusts and 2 water down here. This will gain me a wind shear. All right, this will gain me a tornado. And then I gain 3 lightning. So 3 lightning allows me to place lightning on powers. So we'll place a lightning there. Let's go ahead and place a lightning on thunderstorm. And then the other battler we want to do lightning on is Maelstrom, okay? So those are our 3. So we have completely satisfied that wind shear, tornado, and 3 lightning. That's going to be the conclusion of my offensive role phase. We go into our hero phase 2. And I think I'm just going to keep all this stuff. And that is going to be the end of my turn. So we would go into the enemy's upkeep, which there is no enemy upkeep right now. We'll go ahead and roll some dice. All right, so 3 lightning bolts and a 6. So 1, 2, nope, he doesn't activate. He does not activate, but our Sinister's Rage will. So range, inflict, wither. Okay, so I am withered and then deal 1 undefendable damage. So bringing me down to 45. Then the last thing we're gonna need to do is take care of this crisis clock. So advance the crisis clock 1 space for each hero. And that is the conclusion of round or turn number 1. Back up top to the movement phase. I can remove a status token from myself. I forgot what wither does again. Is that reduction in damage? Let me see. Token would deal damage, reduce that damage by 1, okay? So that is reduce damage by 1. I think that's okay. I can live with wither. I really want to save these removing status effects until I get hit with that knockdown. So I think what I'm going to do is move, so 1, 2, and land on this spot right here and gain me 1 CP. All right, then we'll move into my hero phase. So 1 CP and 1 card, and we get triple up. All right, triple up, draw 3 cards. Oof, that is that's a nice card right there. But I think what we will do is hold on to that for now, and let's go into our offensive role phase. So I have a tornado. I will spend this tornado. So a player may spend this token at the start of their offensive role phase. For each token spent, they will gain 1 opponent's dice. So I will gain a red dice here, and I can use it for my particular roll. Oops. Let's see what we get. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, let's keep this and see if we can get 1, 6. Oh, look at that, guys. Look at that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do have our Maelstrom, the largest straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. And I am going to spend this lightning bolt for the charged effect. So this is going to deal 10 defendable damage. I can place lightning on up to 4 different offensive abilities, excluding this one. Charged effect is gain 1 CP and draw 1 card. So let's do the charge effect to gain 1 CP here and draw 1 card. So lightning strike. If the ability you are activating is not already charged, activate its charge effect. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay. So let me place lightning on up to 4. Let me put this dice back. Lightning on up to 4 different spots first, because this is going to matter. So I cannot put it on this one. So let's go. Let's do. Oh, this is interesting here. Defend becomes undefendable. Let's go 1. Let's go 2. All right, I have 2, and it says if there are ever 2 lightning tokens on a single ability, immediately remove them both and deal 2 damage as an isolated source of undefendable damage. Okay, so we will remove these. Okay, deal 2 undefendable straight to him. So he is going to pop the shield. Let me see if he pops his shield on undefendable or if it's just defendable damage. Let me check here just to be sure that I'm playing this one correctly. So this is gonna say okay, shield is a new status effect during henchman. May also be gained. If the henchman has any shield token, they will spend as many as they need to prevent damage from defendable attacks. Okay, shield tokens do not prevent undefendable, collateral, pure, or ultimate damage. Okay, so he would take, let me just double check, 2 undefendable damage. So 2 undefendable damage is going to him. So that was my second placement. My third placement will place on Thunderstorm. Remove both of these to deal another additional 2 undefendable damage to him. So he will be at 8. He'll be down to 8 now. And then I have 1 left over that I can place. Let's place on Gust. Let's place on Gust and just leave that there, okay? I actually probably should place it on Thunderstorm, but I like the Gust. Okay. So that was my placing of up to 4 offensive, right? So that was 1, that was 2, that was 3. Do I have 1 more to place? I couldn't place on Maelstrom. I placed Blizzard. I placed Gust. I placed Thunderstorm. Maybe I do have 1 more to place. Let's go Thunderstorm. Let's go back on Thunderstorm. If I placed 1 additional, I'm sorry, my bad. So we've already done the charge effect. We're now dealing 10 defendable damage. I'm going to spend this +2 token to add an additional 2. All right, so that would be 12. I do have Wither, so that is going to be -1. So we're going to have 11 damage coming out. So 11 damage, 3 of that is going to take up the shield, but then there's going to be 8 damage left over. Boom, boom, boom. This guy will get knocked out. I'll generate 2 momentum for that. And then I need to get my little, I forgot my damage tokens over here. Let me get some of these damage tokens for these guys. Okay, so he has been defeated and I have distributed my 2 momentum. All right, I do believe that is everything that I needed to do for that particular ability. I've done my 4, place up to 4, on up to 4, can't do that one. I've done everything, so that is the conclusion now of my offensive roll phase. We'd go into my second main phase, and I got 3 CP. I think I will play triple up. So 2 CP, 1, 2, play triple up to draw 3 cards. So let's see what we get. Uncanny. Charge your Maelstrom and Tempest abilities. Ooh, that's really good. Tsunami. You may re-roll up to 3 dice. And one more time, a chosen player may perform an additional roll attempt of up to 5 dice. Okay. So I got 6 cards in my hand. Let's sell one more time just to get a CP back. And I think we are good. Okay, I think I will end my turn. So, enemy upkeep. We have no enemy upkeep. Let's roll some dice. Okay, these guys are... Okay, so I only have 1. I need 2 to activate the beam clone. These brute clones will activate, but they are melee only. So I'm not adjacent to him, or him. So the brute clones don't activate, beam clones do not activate, and the Sinister's Rage does not activate. Okay, so I looked out there. We'll go to the Crisis Clock. The Crisis Clock will move on our Brute clones, so the Crisis ability activates here. So once per undefeated Brute clone, they will deal 3 collateral damage to all heroes within melee range. Again, I am not within melee range of any of these Brute clones, so that will be ignored as well. We'll take it back up top. That's the conclusion of turn number 2 here. We'll take it back up top to the movement phase. And we what do I want to do? I think maybe we move up here, take this +1. All right, take this +1 token. Let me get that +1 token there. And let's go ahead and jump into our hero phase. So 1 CP, 1 card. Dynamic Nature, all right. Remove 1 lightning and roll 3 dice. Gain CP for every wind. On that, I draw 1 card. On a 6, I gain Wind Shear. All right, I'm gonna hold on to that because I do have Wind Shear. And you know what we might do? I can do bye-bye to instant that Wither Away if I need to. Let's go ahead and roll some dice. All right, let's roll some dice here and see what we got. Oof. So we have 5 and 4. We got 3 and 1. Let's keep our 5, 4. All right, we got 6. Ooh, actually I have, this is so tough. 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, that'd be a small straight, so that would give me Wind Shear, but I already have it. Deal 7 defendable damage. Charged effect is only gain 1 tornado. 7 defendable damage, gain 3 tornadoes. That 3 tornadoes is probably going to be a little bit more effective. So let me keep this, and re-roll both of these. And we got it. All right, perfect. So 3 waters or tsunamis and 2 wind will give me Thunderstorm number 2. This is gain 3 lightning, deal 7 damage, and charge effect. Now, I do believe when lightning is gained, place a token on one of these. When a charge ability is activated, you may remove the lightning from it and activate the charge effect, okay? So I don't really know the order in this, but I'm just gonna take it from top to bottom like it would. So the first thing we're gonna do is gain 3 lightning. So I wanna put a lightning here, that's 1. I'm gonna put a lightning on Gust, okay? So that's gonna clear Gust and deal 2 undefendable damage to him. All right, and then 1 more, we're gonna put that back on gust, okay? 7 defendable damage. I will spend this lightning to charge it to gain 3 tornadoes. 1, 2, and 3, okay? So 7 defendable damage is coming out. I will spend 2 CP to play bye-bye. Remove Wither as a chosen status. Remove that Wither to be gone. All right, I think we're good there. And then I'm going to spend this +1 token as well to add +1 damage to that. So 8 defendable damage. So 3 of it is going to get soaked up by his shield. So 5 is going to be left over. So this guy will be left with 5 health. Okay. That is the full conclusion of my offensive roll phase here. All right, we'll go into main phase 2. We got Tippet, Lightning Strike, Tsunami, Charger, Maelstrom, and Tempest abilities. Okay. And then remove 1 lightning and roll 3 dice. I'm going to hold on to that for now. So I'm just going to go and end my hero phase right here. I think I'm comfortable with where I'm at. So we would go into the enemy upkeep and roll some dice. Let's see what we got. Okay. Wow. We have nothing. None of these guys are going to activate. Okay. I need you guys to hit me. Hit me. All right. I will move the crisis clock. I lose 1 CP down to 0, but actually I'm just gonna, well, I'll just do it. 0 CP. All right. That is going to be the end of our turn number 3 here. Now I can move and, ooh, you know what? Let's move here. Yeah, we'll move here. So transfer 1 status effect token or gain 2 momentum. Let's gain 2 momentum for that. Bring me up to 4. Okay. 2 momentum bringing me up to 4. I think what I'm going to do is go into my hero phase. So 1 CP, draw 1 card, get that out of here. All right. We all know that. Get that out of here. Remove a status chosen effect from a chosen player. I think what we're gonna do is, can I get spicy? So what I was thinking is charge my Maelstrom and Tempest. So Maelstrom, I don't see Tempest though. That's Maelstrom. Blizzard, does it mean that? Oh, my ultimate. Oh, wow, I didn't know I could charge my ultimate. That's crazy. So Maelstrom would defend 2. I can remove a lightning. I think what I'm going to do is I will exhaust Captain America, okay, to gain 2 shields. So exhaust Captain America, put him at the bottom of the deck, all right, to gain 2 shields. So I'll gain 2 shields and... You know, I want to do some Jubilees, actually. So then I will spend 1 momentum. Ooh, maybe not. Or I could spend 2 to get Iron Man. Man, those both, Emma Frost and Iron Man, are pretty good. I wonder if it might be worth saving them till the end of, till the boss fight. Let's do that. So spend 1 to get Jubilee. So once per round during a roll phase, I can spend 3 momentum to charge the value or change the value of one of my dice to 6. I can exhaust her to change the value of another dice to 6. Let's see who comes out. Archangel. So 2 of 1 symbol, 3 of another. We get range, flight, deal 6 damage. Exhaust him to gain additional flight and inflict poison. All right, we got some crazy guys out there that I need to start taking advantage of. So that is our... hero phase. Did I draw a card? Yes, I did get that out of here. So let's go ahead and roll some dice. Rolling some dice and see what we get. Ooh, actually, let me spin one of these tornadoes real quick to generate one of his dice and then re-roll that, which would have been a 6. Okay, well, I got a 6, but I also have Thunderstorm. Hey, this might actually work. So I got Thunderstorm right away, which I will use, so I don't need this anymore. So gain 3 lightning. All right, let's put a lightning on Thunderstorm. Okay, let's put a lightning on Blizzard, which will remove this. Okay, wait, no, I wanted to do, this is what I wanted to do. Lightning on Gust. This will remove both of these, deal 2 undefendable damage to him. Second lightning on Blizzard. All right, that will deal 2 undefendable damage to him. And then my third lightning on Maelstrom. All right, which will deal 2 undefendable damage to him. So 2, 4, and 6. 6 undefendable damage on that guy, and they would actually go 1 at a time. So 2 would bring him down to 3, another 2 would bring him down to 1, and another 2 would bring him down to 0. But that will defeat him and give me 2 momentum. Okay, so then, and technically, I actually think I need to declare who I was attacking first. So I would declare the beam clones as who I'm attacking. I would have need to spend 1 momentum, okay, in order to do the ranged for him. And then I would spend my lightning because I can deal undefendable damage to a chosen opponent. So I did that a little bit out of order, but that would be the context that I would take. So I would gain my 3 lightning. I deal 7 defendable damage to him. So 3 is going to knock out the shield. And then I don't know why he's at 9. He should be at 10 still. So 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He should have 8. Okay. He should be at 8 left over. Did all of my lightning to beat him up. Deal my 7 damage. I don't want to charge it. Okay. So that is the conclusion of my offensive roll phase. We'll go into my second main phase here, and I am going to play some cards. I want to spend 1 CP and play Uncanny, which is charge my Maelstrom and Tempest abilities. So 1 CP, charge my Ultimate and my Maelstrom abilities there. All right. And that is going to be the conclusion of my offensive roll phase. All right, we'll go into the henchman phase over here. Okay, so we got a 6 and beam clones. All right, the first time something is going to happen. So we'll do beam clones first. I don't think brute clones will not activate. Beam clones will. We'll go this way to this way. So this beam clone activates first. So he is doing range. He deals 2 defendable damage, rolls 1 dice, and he will inflict knockdown. So let me keep this over here so I know. So this guy, roll 1 dice. We do get this. It is not a lightning bolt, so he does not inflict knockdown. So he is dealing 2 defendable damage. Now, this is a ranged attack. If I do want to defend, I will need to spend 1 momentum, which I will, to roll my defensive abilities. And so I get to roll 5 dice. All right, on 5 dice. Okay, so on 3 winds, I gain a tornado. On 2 water, I prevent 2 damage, and on a 6, I gain a lightning bolt, so I prevent 2 damage. He's only dealing 2 defendable damage, so I actually take no damage from this guy. All right, now we got to go to this beam clone over here. He's going to do the same thing. Let's see, 6 again, so he is going to deal 2 defendable damage, and you know what? I think that one I will just take. So 1, 2, bringing me down to 43. He does not inflict knockdown, so I'm good there. All right. That is the end of, oh, we did roll a 6. So I need to grab Wither there, and then 1 undefendable damage, bringing me down to 42 for the Sinister's Rage. All right. We're chugging along. So that is the conclusion of that stuff. We do need to do the crisis clock down here. So Once per undefeated, inflict focus fire. So focus fire goes onto me and 1 collateral damage to all heroes. So I get focus fire, and let me double check what focus fire is. I believe that's a stack limit of 1. Where is focus fire? Stack limit is 2. All right, so this guy will go first, inflict focus fire and 1 collateral damage. So when a player with this is attacked by an opponent, the attacker increases their damage by 1. So 2 collateral damage from this guy. All right, then he'll go put a focus fire on me again, and now he activates, so that'll be another 3 collateral damage. So that's 1, 2, 3. No, it should be 1 more. Should be at 37. Okay. Should be at 37. Okay. So that is perfect. So this guy, focus fire, collateral damage, focus fire gave me 1, so that's 2. This guy goes focus fire, collateral damage, add 2 damage to that for 3. Okay. Crisis clock is resolved. Go back up to the movement phase. I will move into this spot right here. Ooh, actually, I'm gonna move here. All right, remove 1 status token from myself. Let's go ahead and remove this focus fire. All right, remove that focus fire. And then we're gonna roll, well, then we'd go into my hero phase. So 1 CP, 1 card. So we have Twister, gain 3 tornadoes. Wow, that is crazy. Ooh, oh, I forgot my wind shear. I could have spent that earlier. I gotta remember that. Okay. Let's go ahead and do, get that out of here. 1 CP, remove a status effect token from a chosen player. So 1 CP, we'll get this focus fire out of here. Alrighty. Let's see what else. My tippet, nothing stands. If the ability was in charge, I may reroll up to 3 dice. Remove 1 lightning, 1 tornado. That's actually not bad. Let's do dynamic nature, okay? So remove 1 lightning and roll 3 dice, and that's what I'm gonna get on that. So remove 1 lightning. We'll remove that from Tempest here and roll 3 dice. Jeez. On 6, gain wind shear. Already have wind shear, and then gain a CP. So generate 1 CP. Well, that stinks. That stinks. Okay. So that was that. Twister, gain 3 tornadoes. All right, let's go ahead and roll some dice. Let's see what we got here. Actually, I'm gonna use a tornado. Use 1 tornado to get one of his other dice. And let's go to work. Okay. Whew. All right, we got 6, 6, 5, 4. You know what? I might one-shot this guy. 6, 5, 4, 2. Let's go to the second. 3, 2, 1 more. And we got a 1. All right, got it again. All right. So, largest straight. Deal 10 damage, place lightning on up to 4 different offensive abilities. So, let's just go in order here. So deal 10 damage, 10 defendable damage to him. That is going to knock him out. All right, and give me 2 momentum, 1, 2. All right, place lightning on up to 4 abilities. So let's go 1, 2. Let's do Tempest for 3. And then let's go Blizzard for 4, okay? I will charge this, so gain 1 CP and draw 1 card. So gain 1 CP and draw 1 card. What status effects? Remove all status effect tokens from a chosen player. All right. And then, well, technically I only would deal 9 damage. I got to remember this wither. Okay. So that is the conclusion of my offensive role phase. We go into the hero phase 2. And you know what? We'll spend... let's see if I can do something wild. Let's spend 1 CP to play Twister to gain 3 tornadoes. So 1 CP, we are gaining 1, 2, and 3 tornadoes. All right, for a stack limit of 4. And that's what we got. So, end of my phase. Let's roll some dice for these bad guys over here. Oh, that is devastating. Okay. So, Beam Clone will activate range. I will need to spend 1 to defend it, which I will. And I will roll all 5 of my dice. Let's see what I'm going to do here. Jeez. Okay, so on a 6, I gain lightning. So lightning, what do I want to use lightning on? Let's use lightning on Gust. That would remove both of these and deal 2 defendable damage to somebody. Let's go 2 defendable damage to this guy right here. 2 defendable damage or undefendable damage to that guy. All right, so that's my lightning. I need 3 to gain tornado to prevent damage, okay? So 2 defendable damage is coming in. Let me see if I get inflicted with knockdown. I do not get inflicted with knockdown, so 2 defendable damage. Here we go. Spend Wind Shear. All right, when I'm being attacked to prevent 2 incoming damage, then choose an opponent to receive 2 damage as an isolated source of undefendable damage. So, I can choose any opponent. So I prevent 2 damage, so I take no damage, and then choose an opponent. Okay, so I'll take this guy out again, bring him down to 8. All right, that makes my life super easy. Okay, I did also roll a 6, so I need to grab another Wither, and the stack limit on Wither is 2. So stack limit on Wither is 2. And then 1 undefendable damage, bring me down to 36. All right, Crisis Clock. There we go, and then back up top. So I'm gonna move up here. We're gonna gain this +1 token. So let me get a +1. All right, let me gain a CP, draw a card. What do we got? Twice as wild. Change the value of any 2 dice. Hoo-wee. All right. We are partying right now. Okay, let's roll some dice here. And I am going to spend 2 tornadoes to grab 2 dice. And we are gonna roll all of these dice together to see what we can get. All right, what do we got? We got 1, 4, 4. Let's go 6. 6. Do we have a 5? We got 1, 4. We got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Really just need 5, 6. We do have 6. We just need a 5. Okay. So let me re-roll these 2. We get another 4. And actually, you know what I can do? I can spend 1 CP and play my Tippet. So increase or decrease any one of your dice by the value of 1. Cannot result in a 6. I will increase that to a 5. All right. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got another large straight coming in. So dealing 10 defendable damage. Really, it's only going to be 8. So 3 is going to get blocked from the shield. This will drop him down to 3 because what am I dealing? 8 damage. 3 gets blocked, and then 5 is left over. So 5 damage is left over. Okay. place lightning on up to 4 different places. So let me do that. Lightning on up to 4 different places. And let's go Maelstrom for 1. Oh, it can't be on Maelstrom. I forgot. Let's go Blizzard for 1. So that'll be 2 damage to anybody that I want. So let's go 2 damage, bringing him down to 3. All right, 2 damage, bringing him down to 3. That was 1. Let's go 2 on Tempest. All right, bringing him down to 1. Okay. And then let's go, that was 2. Let's go Thunderstorm for 3. That'll be another 2 damage, knocking him out. All right. Gain 2 momentum, 1, 2. And then I get 1 more. Let's put that back on Thunderstorm, just in case anything happens. All right. So that is the conclusion of that one. Can't place on that, so I can't charge it. But I could actually do, if the ability you are activating is not already charged, activate its charged effect. So let's do it. So gain 1 CP and draw 1 card. So 1 CP, draw 1 card, light it up. All right. So we got right there, lighten it up. And now we would move into our secondary main phase. I'm going to skip that, go straight to our henchman phase. All right. Okay, so blue clones will activate, but I'm not adjacent to anyone, so they don't do anything. Beam clones do not activate. Sinister Rage does. I already have Wither, and I will take 1 undefendable damage for 35. Okay. Crisis Clock. Deal 3 collateral damage to all heroes in melee range, which we are not. So that is the end of that turn. Okay. We got 2 guys left. Let's see what we got. Let's move down in here and gain 3 momentum. So 1, 2, 3. And let's go into my main phase, 3 CP, draw a card, try again. All right, try again. And let's just roll some dice and see what we got. I'm going to spend 2 tornadoes. 2 tornadoes to get 2 extra dice. Get my 2 reds. All right, let's roll all these. All right. 6, 5. We got 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. So I just need a 3. All right, second. Is there anything I can do to tip this? Re-roll, change the value of any 2 dice, re-roll up to 2 dice. Okay. I got a 2 again. All right, let's spend Tsunami. You may re-roll up to 3 dice. So 1 CP, I may re-roll up to 3 dice. Oh, I got 2, 2. That is brutal. 1 more time, try again. You may re-roll up to any number of dice. I just need a 3. Come on, guys, give me a 3. And there's my 3. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We get our Maelstrom again. So 10 defendable damage. That's going to be 8 defendable damage. I will spend this token right here to make that 9 defendable damage. So 3 of it is going to get soaked up. 6 is going to be left over. So should be at 6 health left. All right, let me get 2 and 10. 6 health left over. All right. Then I can place lightning on up to 4 different offensive abilities. So let's go Thunderstorm for 1 to deal 2 additional damage, bringing him down to 4. All right, so that was 1 placement. Let's go 2 placement. Let's go 3 placement. And then let's go 4 placement, okay? And I actually just realized now it says 4 different, so I apologize if I was putting that on the same one. And then the charge effect there is gain 1 CP and draw 1 card, which we don't have any of that. So that is going to be the conclusion of my offensive role phase. I'm not going to do anything in main phase 2, so let's go straight into our henchman phase. I got to get this thing rolling here. Okay, beam clones will activate as well as the brute clones. So let's do our brute clones first. I am adjacent to 1, so he's going to be dealing 5 defendable damage to me. So let me roll first and see what we get here. So on a 3 wind, all right, I do gain 1 tornado, so that's not bad. And then on that, I do gain lightning, which let me lightning up Maelstrom. All right. And then I needed 2 of those, so I am taking 5 defendable damage. I'll spend a shield to block 3 of that, so I'm only taking 2. 1, 2, down to 33. And that was the brute clone. Next, we have the beam clone is going to activate. So he's going to activate from range, deal 2 defendable damage, roll 1 dice, and inflict knockdown. So let's roll the dice for him. And he does inflict knockdown on me. That's brutal right there. And 2 defendable damage coming in. I will spend my last shield and prevent all of that damage. Okay, so that was both our beam clone and our brute clone. We'll rotate the crisis clock. This allows me to move. I will move all the way over here to get 4 health. All right, move over here, get 4 health back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 37. All right, we'll go into my phase. So 2 and gain a card. Transference, transfer 1 stat effect from a chosen player to another chosen player. Ooh, that might be good. Or I can just do what status effects, which I think I will. So I will spend, actually, I'll get rid of Light It Up for 1 CP and then spend 1 2 CP to play what status effects. We'll remove all status effects from a chosen player. So Wither goes away, Knockdown goes away, and Tornado goes away. Okay. Let's go ahead and roll some dice. Interesting. Okay. Let's keep nothing and re-roll everything. So that was 1 roll, 2 rolls. Ay. I want to do something. Let me keep the 5 and see. Okay, 1 6. I got a bunch of 5s. Sheesh, that is crazy. Okay, can I? 3 CP changes the value of any 1 dice. I can change 2 6s. Oh man. That actually sucks. There is literally nothing I can do. That is a complete blank on this roll. That is very, very, very unfortunate that I could not get anything. Okay, well, that is the conclusion of my offensive roll phase. Go into main phase 2. Don't want to do anything. Let's go into our henchman phase. Okay, none of our henchmen will activate, so that is good. We go to the crisis clock. We have 1 guy left, so inflict focus fire. So focus fire and collateral damage. So I'll take 2. 1, 2. And that is the end of the round. So we'll maneuver over here for this last boost token to allow me to draw 1 card. All right, we have Atom Kinesis. All right, roll 1 dice on a thing, get a tornado, and 3 lightning on either outcome, draw 1 card. And we're gonna play that right away. So let's roll 1 dice. Let me get a 6 here. 1. Any other outcome, draw 1 card. All right, samesies. Change the value of one of your dice to be identical to the other dice. All right. Well, technically, I would go into my combat phase and then draw a card. That was the draw a card. So tip it. Increase the value of any dice or the value of 1. So again, I do apologize. I played that out of order. I drew the Atom Kinesis card. I should have generated my CP, drew another card, then been able to play Atom Kinesis for my roll phase. I am going to get rid of transference for 1 CP. And then we are going to roll some dice. All right. Let's see what we get here. Oops. Might just drop this ultimate down. 6. All right, so that's 1. I might just pop this ultimate down on that 6. It's perfect. That's 2. 1 more. All right, 3. Okay. Pretty much. Change the value of one of your dice to be identical on the other. So let's do 1 CP for samesies. 1 CP for samesies. Turn this 5 to a 6. Jubilee, spend 3 momentum. 1, 2, and 3. I can change the value of one of my die to exist, and then I can exhaust her to change another value of my dice to 6 as well. Drop that in there, and I get 2 6s. Boom and boom. So we have our ultimate, and it is charged, so we're gonna pop that off. So gain 2 tornadoes. All right, 2 tornadoes. Wind shear. All right, deal 12 undefendable damage. Charge this to gain 2 additional tornadoes and 2 damage. So 2 additional tornadoes and 14 damage is coming out. And I do want to make sure that this guy is not going to use this shield on the ultimate. So let me double check one last time. Shield does not prevent damage types that are or ultimate damage. Yep, they do not prevent ultimate damage. So 12 damage plus an additional 2 is 14. He only has 12, and that will clear this guy out completely. All right, which will drop him down, give me 2 momentum, boop, boop. And that is the conclusion of my offensive roll phase. We'll go into main phase 2. I'll go ahead and skip that. We'll go into the phase of this person. So he would activate, but it is within melee range, and I am right here, so I'm not within melee range. Alrighty, and then we'll do the crisis clock. Deal 3 collateral damage within melee range. I'm not in melee range. And we go back to the movement. So I'm gonna move right next to this guy. I will do that. So CP, draw a card. What do we get? Gale Force, attack modifier right there. We're gonna go straight into our, oh, before that, I wanna buy somebody. Let me buy Emma Frost. So 2, CP, 5 of the same symbol. I gain all that awesomeness right there. So that is 1, 2 momentum. New ally coming out. We got Cloak. All right, gaining shield. Once per round, you may add a range to your defensive without spending 1 momentum. Prevent all damage from a single incoming attack. All right, let's just go ahead and roll. Really, I just need 4, so I might just really keep these tornadoes because I can spend the tornadoes for the next time. And let's just roll all these dice. I gotta be able to get something here. All right, 5. Oh, I got Thunderstorm right away. Look at that. So gain 3 lightning. Let's go lightning on Tempest. Well, I'm probably not going to get Tempest. Lightning on Thunderstorm. Lightning on Blizzard, which would deal, well, actually doesn't make any sense. Lightning on Tempest. And then let's do lightning on Light It Up. Okay, so deal 7 defendable damage, and if that was charged, I could gain 2 momentum. So 7 defendable damage knocks him out. All right, and then I need to put my final token on here. Boom, 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 gain 2 momentum. All right, that's gonna be the conclusion of the, we'd go into my second main phase. I'm not doing anything. We do have to roll because we still have this sinister threat out here. Because remember, I have to move all heroes through the exit. So Sinister Rage is not going to activate. Crisis Clock moves. We go back top and boom, we are out the exit. All right. So upon completion, if you fulfill the main objective, distribute 4 health. All right, so this is gonna bring me to 39 and I gain 2 momentum, 1, 2. And we did get a perfect reward for defeating all the henchmen on the board. So that is 6 additional health, bringing me back up to 45. All right, and I gain 3 momentum, 1, 2, and 3. All right, guys, we are successful. Let's go ahead and flip this over and take on Mister Sinister. All right, guys, we're down here on the other side of our map where we are ready to take on Mister Sinister. So again, let's go ahead and quickly go through some of this setup real quick. So everything in terms of health, combat points, every status effects, heroes, all that will again remain unchanged. So we're gonna keep all of the stuff that you see down here. We got our pawn somewhere over here on the map. We're entering through this side. Obviously, you got the crisis clock pointed straight up. Let me roll a dice here, and it goes 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's the starting position of our crisis clock. I have, let's go ahead and perform our boss setup real quick. So boss fight. Sensing your presence, Mr. Sinister rushes to confront you. Why waste your lives on these pathetic creatures, he utters. You'll regret your misplaced kindness. So our boss setup is he's gonna start with 25 health, plus 10 health per hero, plus 3 health per obsession token on all heroes. Thankfully, we have no obsession tokens, so he's only gonna have 35 total health. Our main objective here, reduce Mr. Sinister to 0 health. Upon completion, you win. Mr. Sinister is driven away and the Morlocks are saved from certain doom. And there's all the crisis abilities. And then Mr. Sinister himself over here says, I seek perfection and will destroy all abominations. We've already done our random boost tiles. We've done any other scenario specific setup instructions, and then we will apply any unlock perks. Now, I don't know if technically I do that now. I don't think so because it's when you're starting a scenario, I believe. But I could be wrong. Increase your starting health at game start, gain 1 momentum. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it because I think this is a continuation. So we are picking it right up top, guys, with our movement phase. And I think right away what I'm going to do is move into this spot right here. All right, I'm going to get a +3 boost token. So let me grab a +3 boost token. I do have Focus Fire left over. All right, we would go into my hero phase. So gain 1 CP and draw 1 card. All right, we have our upgrade for Blizzard and also Drizzle as well. That could actually be of some use. I think we're gonna pop that right now. So 1, 2, spend 2 combat points and upgrade Blizzard to Blizzard 2. Okay. And then I'm not gonna do anything else. We are gonna roll some dice. I will spend 2 tornadoes here. All right, I will spend 2 tornadoes to grab 2 of his dice along with my other dice. And let's see what we can get right here. Okay, so we just got a bunch of, well, I mean, technically I got Emma Frost. That's 5 of the same symbol. Emma Frost, man, that actually might be pretty good. You know what? I think I might just go ahead and do that. So I have 5 of the same symbol. I'm assuming I would activate my power and then activate Emma Frost at the same time. But Emma Frost says 5 of the same symbol. I gain range, I gain a shield, I inflict blind and deal 4 undefendable damage, and I will exhaust her to add 4 damage. Let me do a clarification real quick on these allies and see what happens if His powers give you a new offensive ability, which is considered to be one of your own abilities. Okay, so actually this would give me one of my own abilities, which I'm still gonna do, all right? So this would be considered my own ability. We got 4 of the same symbol right there. So I will gain range, gain a shield, inflict blind, deal 4 undefendable damage. I will exhaust her to add another 4 undefendable damage to that as well. So let me grab a shield. All right, I do inflict him with blind. Mr. Sinister is blinded over here. And I have range, shield, blind. We're doing 8 undefendable damage coming down to him. So that's going to be 5. All right, that's 6, 7, and 8. All right, so down to 27. She is going to go back to the bottom of our pile here. And that is going to put these dice back. That's going to be the conclusion. Oh, actually, I can spend a +3 on that to add 3 more damage. So let's go 1, 2, 3. So 11 undefendable damage coming out to Mr. Sinister. All right, that will be the conclusion of my offensive role phase. So we'll put this out. Let's go ahead and move into my second hero phase here. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna purchase another hero over here. So 5 of the same symbol for Iron Man, 2 of one symbol, 3 of another. That's gain range, gain flight, deal 6 defendable damage. Gain a shield. Once per round, you may add a range to your defense ability without spending 1 momentum, or I can exhaust him and prevent all damage from a single incoming attack. Wow, that's pretty good. I think we will gain cloak here. So let's spend 3 momentum, all right, to gain cloak. So I'll gain a shield, and then those are his abilities right there. So we need to spend 3 momentum, 1, 2, and 3. I gain a shield for recruiting him, and then a new ally comes out. We have Leech. So 2, once per round, as an instant action, spend 1 momentum. A chosen player prevents 3 incoming damage. Exhaust him to inflict 2 wither on a chosen opponent. All right, so that is going to be the conclusion of our hero phase. So upkeep on our boss, we have no upkeep necessary. Let's roll some dice for Mr. Sinister. Okay, is he activating anything? So we'll go from left to right. So he would activate this Flesh Raise right here. Real quick, I do need to put boost tiles on the 3 and 6 spot. So if you remember, even if a boost spot gets put on there, I do not acquire it. 6 spot is right there. And he would activate Flesh Raise. However, he is blinded. We do need to roll a dice. So let me see what blind is again. They must remove it and roll 1 dice. So we'll remove a blind. We roll a dice and we get a 1. On a 1 or 2, their offensive roll phase fails and has no effect of any kind. So he did roll a 1. So his offensive roll phase does fail. He is blinded. So none of this here would activate. Ooh, I got lucky on that one. So then we'll go ahead and move into our Crisis Clock phase. So we will move the Crisis Clock 1 space on the potion spot. So transfer 1 random negative status effect from yourself to the start player. He doesn't have any more negative status effects, so we lucked out there. All right, guys. That is 1 full turn right there. So we'll take it back up top to the movement phase. And I think what we're gonna do is move up here in the corner next to him and gain 1 CP. All right. Movement phase, we'll go into my hero phase, 1 CP and 1 card. So we get Helping Hand. Select one of your opponent's dice and force them to re-roll it. I'm just gonna go ahead and sell that for 1 CP, bringing me up to 5. Let's go roll some dice. I'm gonna spend 2 tornadoes here to grab 2 of his dice. We'll take his red dice along with my dice, and I really wanna try and get this Maelstrom and see what we get. All right. Let's see. So we have 6. We have a 1 of his 5. We have a 3. We have a 4. So 6, 5, 4, 3. We do have a 1. So we just need a 2. So let's keep all these. Second roll. All right. One more time. And we did not get a 2, but I do have Tip It. So increase or decrease any die by the value of 1 for 1 CP. Oh, that's my momentum. 4 down to 4 CP. I will tip this 3 down to a 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So of course, we are going with our largest straight here, which is going to be our Maelstrom. So deal 10 defendable damage. However, I will play Gale Force, all right, as a modifier. So we'll play Gale Force by spending another CP. We are going to roll 4 dice here. So let me grab 4 dice. And I'll add 1 extra damage for every, that's tough. No extra damage, but I do gain 1 tornado for that. All right, so let's go straight down the line. Again, this is a charged effect, so I'm just gonna do everything down the line. I think it's just easier for me. So dealing 10 defendable damage coming out to him. His defense is range and inflicts wither. This applies immediately, reducing incoming damage. So I get inflicted with wither immediately. So instead of 10 damage, I will only deal 9. All right. So that is going to be 4. All right. And then we're going to need to deal 5, dropping him down to 15. So that is our 10 damage there. Place lightning, I'm up to 4 different abilities. So we will put a lightning over here on Light It Up. These will get removed. He will take 2 undefendable damage for that. So that's 1 lightning. I will place another lightning on Gust over here. So that's my second one, for him to deal another 2 undefendable damage, or take another 2 undefendable damage. The third one, I will put it on my Tempest. All right, that's another 2 undefendable damage. So that's 1 and 2 coming down to him. And then the very last one, I'm going to put it on Thunderstorm right here. We'll do it on Thunderstorm, and that will clear that to deal another 2 undefendable damage, bringing him down to 7. And then I want to activate the charge effect of this ability. So gain 1 CP and draw 1 card. So gain 1 CP and draw 1 card, which says not this time. If you guys can see that, there we go. Not this time. All right. This will go away into my discard pile. So that was the full resolution of, actually, deal 2 as an isolated source. Yeah, so that is isolated damage. So I do not think Wither would apply in that particular instance because it is isolated. So that would be the conclusion, or that'd be the end of my offensive role phase. My main phase 2, I'm not going to play any cards or spend anything or do anything with my particular guy at this moment. And we are going to roll some dice for Mister Sinister over here, and let's see what he does. All right. He actually activates nothing, right? Because he's got 3 swirlies and 2 lightnings, 3 lightnings. Okay, so he actually does not activate anything. We go to the Crisis Clock. This is roll 1 dice per hero, heal 3 for each lightning rolled. So we'll roll 1. Let's see what he gets. He does not heal at all either. Oof. Man, we're going to clean this guy's clock up. Okay. I think what we do here is go to this spot right here, remove 1 status effect token from self or gain 1 momentum. I will remove this wither from myself, and then I think I need to gain a CP, draw a card. What do we get? Opposites attract. All right, opposites attract. And do I want to play opposites attract? Nope. I'm going to keep all my cards in my hand, and we're going to roll some dice. I will spend this tornado right here, and let's see what we get to gain 1 of his dice. Okay. Ooh. Let's see. He's got 7 health left over, so I need to deal at least 8 damage because he's going to inflict me with Wither unless it becomes undefendable, which I can maybe get with our Blizzard. So I'm going to keep that. All right, let's do my second reroll. Got that. All right, so let's go 1 last reroll. And nothing. Okay. I do believe I have twice as wild. Change the value of any 2 dice for 3 CP. Okay. So 1, 2, and 3. Change the value of any 2 dice. So this is going to be a 6. This is going to be a 6 as well. And I do have Blizzard right here. So Blizzard 2 is going to activate. Gain 3 tornadoes. So 1, 2, and 3. We're going to deal 7 undefendable damage. The charge effect is going to add an additional 3. So I will charge this bad boy up to deal 10 undefendable damage, which is going to bring him down to 0. Knocking him out and completing our objective here of reducing Mr. Sinister down to 0. And wow, Mr. Sinister kind of was a little punk. He went out very quickly. Did not have a lot of health. Didn't do a whole lot. That seemed very, very easy to me. All right, guys. Well, look, that is the conclusion of our Mr. Sinister boss fight. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this second video of our Marvel Dice Throne missions campaign, where I took on the Morlock mission run, taking on Mister Sinister as Storm. And I do gotta say, man, Storm is a very interesting character that can do a lot of really cool things, charging those powers up with the lightning. She can do heavy, heavy damage. Reminds me a lot of the Pyromancer and just the amount of raw damage output that she is able to put out, especially with those lightning effects and popping them off and dealing 2 undefendable damage. Very, very crazy. High amount of DPS from Storm. I very much enjoyed her character. Mr. Sinister was pretty easy. I was pretty shocked at how easy the boss fight of Mr. Sinister was with low health. But you know what, guys? Again, look, I might have made some mistakes. If I made any mistakes, drop them down in the comments below. But this was our second mission run. We did perfect it. So we are 2 for 2 right now. But again, these are our level 1 missions. So they're going to only get harder from here on out. So I got to do a lot more thinking. If you guys enjoyed this content, smash that like button, hit that notification bell, drop down in the comments below. Are you guys enjoying this series so far? Again, if I made any mistakes, please let me know. And as always, guys, if you are not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe so we can keep bringing you some more awesome content. All right, guys, have a great one. Bye.